Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is the first snippet of my month of January. We're on our way to Walmart. I had bought this last year to make Vladimir a essentially a little like garage, a little garage for all of his cars. And the stupid thing broke before I could even do anything with it, and it's just more trouble than what it's worth. I really wanted to make this, but it's like, I don't know, I just don't have the time. So I'm gonna go return it finally and get my monies back and buy some stuff for Kathy's baby shower invitations. Yay! We finally set on a date and it's going to be March, so that's exciting. Apparently, Scarlett's not the only one in the household that is full. Juliet is too, but she isn't as comfy looking as Scarlett is. Good morning from us. These guys are in matchy, easy onesie outfits. Yay! I bought two for them. They got this little tribal one, and then they also have a like just pinky peachy coral one. We're eating some apple sticks, some, what is it called, tofu, and some french fries. Apparently all we're eating right now is french fries though, but that's okay. Hello Vladdy, how you doing? Silly boy. Watch out, it's still hot, isn't it? Mmm. Silly boy. Niklas is really enjoying his apple slice over there. And he's also got a tofu stick, which I'll give to him as soon as it's done cooling off.
Baby brother has the orange shirt on.
What's going on, buddy? Wow! Vladimir, can you help Mama build a tower for baby brother? Look, we're gonna build the biggest tower ever. Look, bud. 1, 2, 3. Wow! 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 Uh-oh, the giant building. The giant broke my tower. Be careful with your brother, please. Bumpty, bumpty, bumpty. Bumpty, bumpty, bumpty. Bumpty, bumpty, bumpty. Bumpty, bumpty, bumpty. Oh, you're gonna fall over if we're not careful, bud. Are you gonna make it go down? More? What do you want more of? Make the bus go down the slide. 1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, 3, go! 1, 2, 3, go! Good job! That's so cool! How was swim school today, buddy? Did you like it? Did you have fun with Alex? Can you show me your bus? Where's your bus at? Where's your bus? Where's your bus? Where's your bus? Something really exciting is going to go on today, huh, Vladimir? We are going to go to the snow. I don't know if you guys can tell. Probably not, because it's got this black, like, tinted and like covering on the windows here, but it's actually really like gloomy and cold, and it's been raining since yesterday, and allegedly there's snow up on Mount Charleston, so it's gonna be exciting. As soon as we get done here, we're gonna head on out, so it should be good. Now I can show you guys the grayness which is outside. Ooh, look, and there's little raindrops all over the car because it's been raining. And what I mean by raining, I mean raining, being all day and yesterday, drizzling. Guys, this is trippy. I can, like, it's foggy up here. Whoa. Wild. Woo, look at this. Woo, spooky. It's so dark. So you guys are having a little bit of a, not a panic attack, but just it's creepy out here. Oh my gosh. I mean, but there's all these people in front of us, and I think there's a few behind us, so, you know, it's not like we're never going to be seen again, but, like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like something's just gonna zip out of the sky and take me, or something's gonna come up from behind a cactus and take me. Then I think to myself, I'm not that cool, or that, like, who's gonna take me? What's gonna take me? Why would they take me?
Maybe up to the lodge cabin, question mark.
Look, it's snowing. I mean, it's turning into
They
like
have a little
water.
restaurant over there, right after the turn on Mary Jane Falls, question mark.
Hi, Vladdy.
I'm not cold at all. I got
Is it snow? Hey, Amanda. Amanda, do you think I can help Raven put on Vlad or Klaus? Whoa. I'm grabbing some snow and letting this guy touch it. What? Do you want some more snow? Look, Vladimir. Vladdy, snow. What? Good job, buddy. Good job. It's pretty up here, but we are leaving. I had enough of this snow. I don't like snow. We got stuck up on the mountain for like momentarily. People were sliding. I just did not like the feeling of not being in control. And the weather and Earth, no one controls her, and I don't like that. As you can see, we are back driving down to town because I gotta go to work in a little bit. Something crazy happened to us. Do you want to tell them what had happened while we were trying to go up the mountain?
Yeah, so we decided not to stay at the visitor center because there was literally no snow on the ground. So
like flurries were coming down, but they were like turning into water as soon as they hit anything.
Yeah, so it wasn't sticking. So we decided to drive up the mountain some more. And I told them that we'd meet them over by Mary Jane Falls, and then all of a sudden, like, you could see the light to go to Mary Jane Falls, but all these cars were stopped. And basically they were like, one of the cars, I'm assuming up ahead had like skid or like slid or something, and all the other cars behind them were stopped. And then we had a car in front of us that they were trying to back up, and like, even though they were hitting their brakes, they were continuing to back up.
But they're like slide down.
It looked like, yeah, they were sliding down, so it looked like they were gonna hit us, but luckily they didn't hit us. And yeah, we just waited a bit. The snowplow came and plowed the other side of the street, and then we just turned around.
Yeah.
And we went down to where we had went hiking before with Amanda and Richard, and that's where we just hung out.
Yeah, it was fun. That's where we were hanging out. Vladimir really liked the snow.
He did. I think that like it would have been better if we would have had like gloves, like waterproof finger gloves.
Yeah.
I think would have been better for him. But the gloves that we had, like, yeah, they fit, but they wouldn't have been warm enough for his little hands. So
Yeah.
he didn't like that he couldn't use his hands, and then he ended up pulling off his gloves because he wanted to use his hands. And he liked touching the snow and playing with it, but then it got to the point where his hands were so cold he just started crying, and I had to bring him back into the alley because he wouldn't let me put his gloves back on. So
Yeah, and then me and Niklaus wasn't having a really good time. His
Yeah.
fingers were cold because
he had really bad snot nose.
he had really bad snot nose. Then the snow would land on his face and instantly turn into water. And I feel like my poor son thought he was drowning. And like we just came back inside. And I was still a little bit shooken up about what had happened coming up to the mountain or coming back, trying to come back down. It wasn't even in the mountain. Like we weren't even high up there. You guys, it wasn't even.
She was scared because the tires aren't able to grip the ice, obviously. So we weren't sliding around, but it's just like our tires were spinning a little bit. And
Yeah, like we would spin,
it was
and
kind
then
of jerking us forward. Like it was just really like choppy.
and I just don't like that. Like I told you guys, I don't like not being able to control the weather, and obviously nobody can. Well, it depends on who you're talking to. Apparently some people think some people can control the weather.
No, some people think the government controls the weather.
Yeah, because at least what I had said sounds like X-Men, and that kind of sounds cool, but no, there's legit people who think, like, whatever. Anyway, that's beside the point. I just don't like it. As you guys can see, I am at my local Walmart with nobody behind me or around me or near me. That is because Raymond actually stayed home sick from work today. He got really, really sick in the night, so I'm gonna go pick him up some stuff. Pick up some juice, some medicine, because hopefully today will be a day of relaxing. Oh my God, why are these all stuck? A day of relaxing because tomorrow he goes back to work. Jesus, I feel like that was difficult. Let's go. So before we hit the club tonight, we are eating delicious food. Woo, super stoked. Cheese. We got Amanda, and then my sister Chelsea, and then Vladdy and Klausy, who are obviously not coming out dancing with us, but you know, next time.
And here's Allie, ready to go out to the club. Where are you going, Allie?
To Free Zone.
Free
I got
Zone.
the margaritas, like my third or fourth one of the night. I got a strudel.
Yeah. You ready to go?
I am. I'm super excited. And
You have
Raymond
fun?
and all the dads are going to stay here and watch his kids, and we're going to go party.
Oh, you looking nice.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
2, 3, 4. More yogurt. 1, 2, 1. Yay! Oh wait. That means like that yogurt in his tummy. It's just so yummy for him.
Here we find Mr. Niklaus enjoying a silk yogurt, and he's got it on his forehead and in his eyebrow. It's a yummy bug. Going out last night was lots of fun. I've just discovered that I'm old. Not old, but drinking totally, like, I don't know if I drank too much. I don't think so, because I didn't wake up like too terribly sick. I didn't puke at all yesterday or excuse me, early this morning or anything at all. I just felt really, my recovery was time today, took damn near all day. Luckily I slept with these little guys and they slept with me for a very long time, so no, it's not yeah, it's okay though. We are here at the doctor's waiting to be called back. Niklaus, he's in my lap, and then Vladdy's over there with Dada. I'll tell you guys more on why we're here in a little bit. I should have talked to you guys about it sooner, but I don't know, been too busy partying apparently. Yellow. blue and green. We are here at the mall, going to go get our jewelry checked out. Do not feel like I had skipped anything or you guys missed something. I have not told you guys why we were there for Vladimir, but I will tell you what came out of it and why we went in the first place when I have the chance to sit down. I mean, I could have done it on the way up here, but I forgot that my camera was in my diaper bag and my diaper bag was in the back. So the reason why we went to the doctor today with Vladimir is because for a very long time now, a few months, maybe longer than that, both me and Raymond have had our own individual concerns for him, about him. Mine stemmed on behalf of him not being as interactive as other children are, and I just always chucked it up to him being him, like, oh, you know, he's not very open and friendly towards other people, not to myself. I feel like he was very open and friendly to me, but I feel like that was it. And in the beginning I was like, oh, well, you know, he's got parent like anxiety, like separation anxiety or whatever, you know, that's not common for, or that's not uncommon for children his age and things like that. But then I realized that like other people, I feel like maybe saw it as well, and then I thought, well, maybe because I don't have him around these people that often, that it's weird. They're strangers. Like, yeah, that is his family and that are some of my closest friends. I'm like, but he doesn't know that. He doesn't know those people, you know. He doesn't understand. And another thing is that he's a late bloomer, as you guys all may know. He walked very late in life. I think the only thing he did early in life was eat and sit. Everything else was he took his time, and I don't feel like there's anything wrong with taking his time, but I do feel like, how long of like time do you give someone until you maybe think there's other issues at play? So, and then like the most, I don't know, the most concerning thing I had for him, I'm sorry, there's like traffic and I'm just like anxiety, but my biggest concern for him was, damn little car. People are losing their damn minds. There's a lot of traffic out here. Bastards. But my biggest concern was the fact that, like, I think that he might be autistic, even if it's like very slight. And I had noticed it a few times. And then I think it wasn't made as apparent, or to me, until I had Niklaus, because they're so different, and obviously each child is different, as each person on this earth is different. And I would just chuck it up to Niklaus being more friendly and happy and outgoing, and then I thought about a friend of a friend who it was like that as well. They hated being a parent, not saying that I hated being a parent, but they hated being a parent to their first child, and then they had their second child, and that's when they realized that, oh, our first isn't really like normal babies. Not normal, I shouldn't say that, like neurotypical babies, you know. And they went to go get the baby checked out, and the baby's autistic, you know. And that's why she wasn't a cuddly, friendly, happy baby. That's why this person in particular did not like what she thought was having children, or even being a mother to children, because this baby was very difficult, because, you know, she's just not, what did you say, neurotypical. There's nothing wrong with that, but I've just been it's been really hard for me to maybe accept that, because I'm the type of person to be like, yeah, you know, there's nothing wrong with autistic people, there's nothing wrong with this and the other, there's nothing wrong with having to go get help for things. And as soon as it comes down to me or anybody in my life, it's like, I don't know, I get weird. Like, I should really learn how to put my money where my mouth is. But I think it was just like, another big thing is that I was scared of not knowing, because I thought that I think he's fine. I still think he's fine. We went to the pediatrician. She does not think he's autistic, and if it ends up being that he is, it's like, she said that the spectrum is so wide and large now that, you know, it's whatever. But she does not think he's autistic. She also just
displaying like signs, but the signs don't necessarily mean that that's what it is. Even if, you know, and if he does have autism, he's likely very high functioning, to where it'll just like assimilate into his life. But it's just important to try to get him socialized.
Yeah, and then she also did say that, what was I going to say? That she doesn't think he's hard of hearing, because that was another issue that we thought might be, because, like, if you say his name, like, 10 times, maybe 3 or 4 of the times, maybe, if at that, he'll look up, or he'll even acknowledge you. And I just always thought because he was just, you know, doing his own thing in his own world. And that might be the case, but I also thought his hearing might be off. So I was like, let's get that checked out, because if it's something as simple as he's got fluid in his ears and needs like tubes to drain it out, then that's as simple as that. And especially right now in such a crucial point of his life, children are supposed to be making 2-word sentences, and he doesn't really do that.
2 and 3.
2 and 3 apparently, 2 and 3-word sentences. So the doctor, his doctor thinks that he will need speech therapy, even if it's just to, you know, help him along. So we're going to be checking out this thing here in town locally. It's called Early Intervention Services. I forgot that today's Martin Luther King Day, so I gave them a call and they said they'd give me a call back, you know, on their automated system, and I forgot that it's Martin Luther King Day, so they're probably not open today. So hopefully within tomorrow or the day after that, I'll hear something. Get him signed up for that. And since the doctor says that speech therapy would probably be good for him, that she also put in a referral through our insurance, because this what is it called? Early Intervention Services is a it's like a government-funded program, so it's free, it's no cost. But to basically give us a double whammy, she did go through our insurance, and maybe we'll be able to see a speech therapist there as well, just so he can get as much help as he possibly needs. And I don't know, it makes me feel bad, because like, how much earlier should we have brought him in? But at the same time, I'm like, there's still a possibility that there is literally nothing wrong with him, like that he might not even need the speech therapy. And
no, he definitely needs speech therapy.
Oh well, no, but what I'm trying to say is, like, what if he, like, so what I was really trying to say is, like, there's no way of, like, unless going on to a different alternate universe where we don't do anything, like, I mean, there's still a possibility in the realms that he'd be fine. Like, we don't take him to these things and he'd be fine and whatever, because I really do think he is just taking his time. But I mean, it's not like it's going to hinder him in any way. Like, it's just going to help him be able to communicate. And I know I've told you guys several times before that that's one of his biggest things, is that he can't really communicate very well. He knows I can understand him to a certain level, but he can't express what he wants. And I mean, you know, it'll be good for him. It'll be good for him. And I just feel like, I don't know, it was just a really hard place for me personally, because that's my baby, and I don't want to think of anything being not typical with him, you know? Like, if me thinking that he is a late bloomer or isn't doing things properly, is that like dishonoring him or something, you know? And it's dumb, because now that I say it out loud, obviously that's not the case. I didn't take him with the intentions of today thinking like, oh yeah, my son is this or my son is that, and it's not like I wanted that outcome. I don't think anybody ever wants that certain outcome, but I mean, it's whatever. You know, it's whatever. Speech therapy would be great. I mean, you guys hear me stumble over my words all the time. My ass should be put into speech therapy as well. How are you feeling, Raymond?
Oh, I'm fine.
Got any concerns? Not anymore?
No, I mean, I do still feel like he's autistic, but...
Do you really?
I mean, I still feel like that there's a possibility that he is on the spectrum, and I think that going to the early intervention place, they'll be able to fully assess him, because obviously the doctor can't assess him in 10 minutes. Like, he needs to be in the environment, and like, he needs to be doing things the way he does things, and he needs like a full like assessment by someone, like interacting with him. And I mean, obviously, I mean, I don't know, I don't necessarily feel like he's like, oh, my son is autistic. It's more like, I just feel like he's not learning social cues in a typical way, and social cues are like a huge part of what autism is. So it's not that's just what my label of it is. But again, if he's just developing at his own pace, and he's just not making those connections, but he's just making them more slowly than somebody that his age normally would. which is fine, which means that he's not autistic, he's just learning at his own pace, which is fine. But I definitely feel like he, one, is, he becomes obsessive over things, and that's not something that's typical for a 2-year-old. Like, I just feel like he's hyper-focused on one thing. And that's just one thing that just like makes me feel like he may be on the spectrum with the hyper focusing. But I mean, I don't know, and I'm just concerned with his I want him to start like pretending. Like I feel like once he starts to pretend on a regular basis, it's gonna be like different for me. I just feel like he doesn't, like, he plays with things very like in a literal sense. Like he plays with his toys, and that's just him. He just like, that's just what he does. But it's not, again, it's not something that at this point, like, I think as early as like, you know, 20 months, I think 18 to 20 months, kids start like making believe and like using toys and like making stories. But again, it has a lot to do with his communication and his speech. So it could have absolutely nothing to do with autism at all, and it's just that he has delayed communication and speech, and that's why he can't make all the other connections, which most likely is the case. Like, because communication and speech is like a huge part of development, and if you don't have that part, then you're obviously going to be suffering in other areas. So that's how I feel about that.